There are two hot topics in this country today. Number one, Ann Waiguru's impeachment. The Kirinyaga governor has survived an impeachment motion against her after the Senate Select Committee dismissed that impeachment motion. So that's a hot topic in this country today. And number two, the Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala, who chaired Ann Waiguru's impeachment select committee, has been expelled by ANC party. That means Senator Malala might actually lose his seat. So today I want us to look at this hot news, but we are only going to look into one, Ann Waiguru's impeachment motion. But let us briefly go into this Senator Cleophas Malala expulsion from ANC party. ANC party today announced that they are going to expel Senator Malala as a member. So that would only mean one thing, that Senator Malala might actually lose the seat. And assuming Senator Malala will lose that seat, who is going to be the beneficiary? In my view, I can see the hand of the deputy president, William Ruto, in that expulsion from far. William Ruto is keen on bringing the former senator, Boni Halwale, into the Senate. But there is a catch. Senator Malala might decide to go back to ODM party and then contest in that by-election. And ODM party might decide to put their foot forward and win that seat. And that would mean defeating Musalia Mudavadi right inside his backyard. But we are going to go into that Cleophas Malala's expulsion from ANC party into details tomorrow. For now, I want us to focus on Ann Waiguru and the impeachment process. And those who've been following this channel have always questioned why the president allowed Ann Waiguru to be subjected to this entire impeachment process. Because I'm sure of one thing, if the president didn't want this impeachment to continue, at some stage, it would have aborted. The president would have picked his call, placed it to the mover of that motion, and placed it to the majority leader at the Kirinyaga County Assembly, and it would have ended at that point. But the president and the presidency allowed that entire impeachment process. From the time it was initiated, they even facilitated, in my view, the MCAs to sleep at the county assembly without any interference. And the MCAs, out of the 33 MCAs, 23 of them voted to impeach Ann Waiguru. And from there, that process was escalated up to the Senate. And at the Senate, it was clear from day one that that process was going to abort at that stage. Because really, if you listened and you followed that entire process, one thing was very clear. The MCS didn't have any direct link. There was nothing which they could use to link Ann Waiguru directly. For example, the lady, the Daktari, Dr. Gore, who passionately talked about healthcare system and the healthcare system in Kirinyaga County. She spoke very passionately. But some of the issues she was raising were not unique to Kirinyaga. Like when you talk of asbestos roofing, I mean, you can't impeach a governor who was elected 2 or 3 years ago because of an asbestos roofing which was constructed in the 80s. There was no direct link. But why? What was the political game which was being played by the players in this entire process? What was the game? In my view, these were some of the objectives of this impeachment process. Number one, Ann Waiguru has a name, Ann Waiguru. When you mention Ann Waiguru, what comes to your mind is the NYS. MCS in Kirinyaga decided, because of their internal wars, to drag the name of Ann Waiguru into the dirt. So these guys sat and realized that for them to clean Ann Waiguru needed to be subjected to this entire process. So the impeachment process was initiated. Kenyans clapped. The MCS in Kirinyaga did their part, and Kenyans clapped because at some point they even slept at the assembly. Kenyans clapped. Now, there was the issue of the Senate. Do we go for the select committee or do we go for the full plenary? The agreement was reached. An agreement was reached. Let us go for the select committee. The difference between a select committee and a full plenary is that the select committee provided all the witnesses the opportunity to pour their hearts out. So the agreement was, let us go for the select committee. Then the select committee started their sittings. And anybody, even those who are supporting the Kirinyaga MCS, on day one, agreed that they didn't have any issue. All the accusations against Ann Waiguru, majority of them didn't have any direct link with the governor. When you talk of asbestos, I like using that. When you talk of the governor traveling outside the country, and she didn't travel, and the governor was able to provide evidence that indeed she traveled on this day, and she traveled with the majority leader. You say the Ann Waiguru took money for travels, which she didn't do. Well, Ann Waiguru was presenting there. She proved that indeed she never traveled for that trip, but she refunded the money. The issue with the MCS was that the money was refunded once they gave the notice of the impeachment, but the money was refunded. So there was nothing much. So after this entire process, Ann Waiguru is not clean in the eyes of Kenyans and in the eyes of the MCS in Kirinyaga. I know there are sections of Kenyans who had hoped that the Senate were going to impeach Ann Waiguru. On what ground? If you want to impeach someone because of corruption, you must prove that this guy stole A, B, and C. Not just allegations. Because if it's a matter of allegations, I can assure you, there are counties in this country where the governors would simply go home on the account of allegations. So the first reason why these guys allowed the impeachment process to go, which Kenyans did not see, was that they wanted to clear the name of Ann Waiguru. So today in Kirinyaga, nobody will claim that Ann Waiguru stole. You couldn't prove it. So the MCS promised that they'll continue with this process even 9 times. Let them do that, but provide evidence. As at now, there's no evidence. Number 2, I think there was also a strategy to expose the personal wars against Ann Waiguru in Kirinyaga. What do I mean? If you followed this impeachment process from the time it was initiated up to the point it was at the Senate, there was one thing, that there were forces behind this impeachment. So there's actually a personal war in Kirinyaga against Ann Waiguru. It could be business, it could be politics, but there's a personal war against Ann Waiguru in Kirinyaga. And this was clear by the number of demonstrations which were organized by the people who are opposed to Ann Waiguru in Kirinyaga. The Purity Ngirishi, the women rep, was very categorical. She was very active. What about the husband? The husband personally bankrolled demonstrations after demonstrations against Ann Waiguru in Kirinyaga. And in fact, at some point, he was very clear that he wanted to bring 4,000 residents of Kirinyaga to Nairobi to show the Senate that Ann Waiguru must go. But now, when they were provided with the opportunity to present the evidence, Ngirishi was not there. The husband was not there. And the people who presented against Ann Waiguru, the trade unionist, Dr. Gore, really, she had a personal issue. You talk of the other Daktari, who was the former CEC, she was fired, probably personal vendetta. Who else? Nobody. So they've managed now to expose the people who are fighting Ann Waiguru. So it means between now, the system might decide if they are going to support Ann Waiguru to deal with those people at that level, or those people will now feel ashamed that they've been exposed. Number 3, I think, is external forces behind the impeachment process. This impeachment process divided this country into 2. You could tell those who are supporting President Uhuru Kenyatta or VBI, and you could also tell those who are supporting William Ruto or Team Tangatanga. Just from that. So those who are supporting BBI were supporting Ann Waiguru. Those who are opposed to BBI or Team Tangatanga were actually supporting and wishing that Ann Waiguru was going to be impeached. So that was also very clear. And just like James Orengo said, there's someone who wanted the head of Ann Waiguru. So whether there was a success in that move or no, I'm not sure. But one thing which was exposed by this, and these guys wanted to expose it, the people who are behind the head of Ann Waiguru. And lastly, I think the idea here was also to help deal with BBI propaganda. There is this narrative that has been peddled that BBI is normally used to sanitize corrupt governors, that governors who are opposed to the Building Bridges initiative are the only ones who are the only ones who are targeted in the war against corruption. Ann Waiguru is right at the center of the Building Bridges initiative campaign. Ann Waiguru was impeached by the MCS, was taken through that process up to the Senate. So nobody can claim that next time when another governor would be subject to that process, nobody would complain that they are being targeted, because Ann Waiguru is perceived to be pro-system. And again, if you look at it critically, there's been the propaganda that BBI is used to protect certain individuals, Ann Waiguru being one of them. Now that Ann Waiguru was subjected to that process, that will go. And now that Ann Waiguru has been cleared, legally, Ann Waiguru is now clean. You can't say Ann Waiguru anaiba pesa ya watu wa Kirinyaga. So in my view, those were the game plan, because just like I said, there was no way this process would have continued without the support of the president. If the president wanted this process to end, it would have ended at the county level. If Raila Odinga wanted this process to end, it would have ended at the county level. But again, who is behind this impeachment process? Who is funding the MCS to impeach governors who are allied to Uhuru and Raila, and specifically supporting the Building Bridges initiative? Charity Ngilu is facing an impeachment process in her county. If you look at all the governors in this country, the only governor who is working, if you count 5 or 3, you will find Charity Ngilu as one of them. But Charity Ngilu is also being targeted. Why is she being targeted? Those are some of the questions which at least Kenyans will be seeking for the answers. And that's my take. And tomorrow I'm going to look at this issue of Senator Malala, the game plan. Thank you guys. And if you're watching this video for the first time, please take a second or two, hit the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, you automatically get notified. And again, don't forget to check vuguvugu.com. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.